Welcome back to the Football Tragics. I'm your host, Aaron. I'm finally back. Tony's here, Campo's here, no Morty. How are we doing today, lads?
Better than you, mate.
I mean, I'm doing good because you haven't obviously listened to the last podcast where I said you were only off because Chelsea lost 4-1. So we're definitely doing better than you at the moment.
Yeah, our form's been pretty shocking to say the least, even though only one loss in our last however many in the Premier League, but still somehow it's horrible. Look, this is could be the biggest round, purely based off the final game of the round. Could define the Premier League season, the title chase. Let's jump straight into it though. Firstly, we're going to jump into that Newcastle Wolves game, but then we've got Everton United, Watford Leeds, Southampton Chelsea, Arsenal Brighton, Villa Spurs, Leicester Palace, Norwich Burnley, Brentford West Ham, and then obviously you can see that final game there, City v Liverpool, massive. That first game though, Newcastle versus Wolves. I don't want to call it a dead rubber, but Tony, what do you think in terms of this game? You'd like to say that Newcastle's safe, thereabouts. Maybe they could do with another 3 points here. Wolves, I mean, they're fighting for European football, but I think they are a bit too far out of there. They've played all their games, and they've got teams obviously around them who have games in hand. So, what would you call this game? Who needs the points here more?
Oh, I think it's a dead rubber in the terms of what we think is going to happen with the rest of the season. We don't see Everton, Burnley, Norwich picking up enough points. We don't see United, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal dropping enough points for it to really matter. But I think in terms of this game, if I'm a manager at both these clubs at two separate times, I'm saying if I'm Newcastle, I want safety. I want it secured. I don't want it to going down to the final day. So I think I'm going to say it's a bigger game for Newcastle here. And I'm actually going to say it's going to be a bit of a loss for Newcastle. I think it's going to be 2-1 Wolves, but I do think this is a bigger game for Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the ladder, I didn't actually realise Wolves were, literally a couple of points behind, say, Conference League, and that could be in their aspirations for sure. I mean, they would probably want to finish on a good note. So that's definitely...
Let them have it. Let them have it. I'd rather not play Europe than be in the Conference League. Let them have it.
So I want to say that's what they're fighting for. But like you said, they're Newcastle. They don't want to be coming down to the final game, with a chance of going down. They just want to get safety and then build towards next season. So I'm gonna say this is a 1-4. We're just going to sit on the fence completely after all of that. But I think Wolves probably would like it a bit more, possibly. Campo, which way are you seeing this one?
After what I saw from Newcastle, I think they're hurting, but I think they will come out and fight. I think, they don't want to go to those last few games in that mix. I think they'll believe if they get this win, they're pretty much guaranteed safety. So I think they'll win 2-1.
Yeah, well, you guys, did you put 5 past them? So, yeah, their form's kind of plateaued a little bit there. 3 losses in a row, but like you said there, 1 win, changed everything, get some safety, I think. Tony, we're going to jump into Everton versus United. 2 teams who aren't doing great. Everton, horrible result. I don't know what you guys said, but horrible result against Burnley. Could almost just put them down, that result purely. You guys, you're still in the hunt for European football. You can still get it as much as you want to say it's not happening. But, I mean, how do you see this one going?
Listen, it hasn't been a good year. We're out of the Champions League. We're out of the Cups. You're saying we have a chance. I'm saying we're done for top 4. But is there any more joy that could bring you than watching little tiny arms Pickford get relegated into the Championship? That's what I'm living for at the moment. Now, obviously, we'll get into it later. Norwich versus Burnley. So a win here for United could all but see Everton in relegation come the end of this week. And if you're a Liverpool fan and you somehow beat Man City, that's going to be a perfect week for you. So I'm going to go United. I think we've got too much talent for Everton, across the park. I'm going to go 3-0. I think it's going to be quite comfortable.
Look, I'm definitely on the Frank Lampard bandwagon, but he's not done. He's not done enough since being there. The players haven't helped him at all either.
What bandwagon? What bandwagon?
No, obviously I want to see him succeed, but I don't know what's going on at Everton. I honestly don't. He probably wasn't the right manager to bring in. I think they should have just brought in someone who, Sam Allardyce, who knows relegation battles like the back of his hand, can dig out for crap results. Shit games, but get the results. And that's not happened. We all know their run-in's absolutely dreadful. We don't see them getting enough points to stay up there. And again, that result against Burnley just wasn't good enough. And they could well and truly be going down. It's the reality of it. You guys, however, look, I mean, it's not out of reach, Tony, but probably the way you're playing it probably is, and the team's above you and whatnot. But I think this one you should get over the line. I'm not going to go 3. I'm going to go 2-1. I think it'll be a bit harder just because I think Everton have a bit of a fight in them, but they're just going to fall short. So 2-1's the way I see it. Campo, I can see you rounding it out the same way.
Yeah, I don't think Everton have a fight. I think Lampard doesn't know the difference between Everton and Chelsea. He likes to play the exact same way with worse players. So he leaves himself open at the back all the time. I think they're going to run rampant. I think it'll be 4-0 United.
4-0. No, you're spot on there with the Lampard tactic. It definitely seems like it's almost like a Bielsa kind of vibe where it's one way, his way or the highway.
Doesn't change.
So Everton going down, wrapped up. All right, Watford v Leeds. I mean, it's a massive game, isn't it? This one's pretty vital for both teams. Leeds, again, similar to Newcastle, 3 points here could all but see them safe. But they travel to a Watford team who would consider themselves not out of it yet. They can still stay up. Campo, we'll come straight back to you. Which way do you see this one going?
I'm going to side with the Leeds. I think they just offer a bit more in attack. I like Ben Foster, but that's about it. The rest are just bang average. Leeds 2-0.
Yeah, I'm pretty with you on that one. I think that Jesse Marsh has come in and he's got them playing his sort of football, and it seems to be working. It's getting a couple of results here and there. And again, like Newcastle, they just want this win to wrap it up, all but get them safe, and then kind of do it for next season, I suppose. So I think it'll be a tough battle, but I'm going to go 2-1 to Leeds. Tony, which way are you seeing it?
Yeah, obviously this is a massive game. Obviously, if Watford do get the points, they do move. I think it's 5 points away from Leeds with a game in hand on them. So they win that catch-up. It's a 2-point game now. I'm going to side a bit with, let's go my heart instead of my head here. The title race is always going to be on. That top 4 race is going to be on. Let's keep this relegation race alive. And let's go Watford shithousery 1-0 win. Leeds will still be in the mud, and it'll be happy days.
Spot on. All right, Southampton v Chelsea. Pretty much Southampton don't have too much to play for. They should be safe. However, we've been horrid. Shipped how many goals in our last 2 games? Is it 8? 8 goals in the last 2 games across all comps against Real Madrid and Brentford. 7 goals. I'd like to think we bounce back here, but I don't know. I don't know what's happened after the international break. It just hasn't gone in our favour. But I'm obviously going to side with Chelsea. I'm going to go with a 3-0 win just out of nowhere. Just
with Lukaku up top?
I think he'll start purely because, Havertz played, 90 minutes or however.
Then where is your 3 goals coming from?
Not him. Someone. No, I'll say 2-0. 2-0. Try to get our season back on track and finish strong, because we do have Arsenal breathing down our neck. We've got Spurs definitely breathing down our neck. So we need to get that. We need to get that 3rd spot wrapped up. I think Champions League is probably out of reach at this point. I don't see us coming back against Real Madrid 2 goals, but we need to secure Champions League football first and foremost for next year, because it's not done yet. Tony, what about you?
2-1 Southampton. I just think Chelsea now. There could be a lot of things going on behind the grounds that we don't see, but obviously you do have everything that's happening with your. Can we still call him an owner? Are we still going to give him that owner status at the moment? We've got everything that's going on with him. Obviously, we then switch on to the rumours of the Ricketts being around. So there's the protests, there's the uproar from the fans. There's not fans in the stadium sometimes because some of them aren't making it. There's no away fans. So it does lose a bit of that atmosphere that they're used to playing with. So going to a stadium now where they might be, I guess, completely outnumbered with fans, it's going to be an interesting one. So I'm going to go Prowsey with as Campo said on the last post, a penalty/free kick, whatever you want to call it. And just after seeing you guys against Brentford, Aaron, I'm not taking the piss here. I can't side with Chelsea this week after seeing how that defense, especially that last goal, it looked like it was Maguire in your back line. So I'm going 2-1 Southampton.
No, you're spot on with that defence. The second half was absolute shambles. We obviously brought it into the first half against Real Madrid. It's just bang average play, and it's not what you expect from us. Like a team who were defensively absolutely sound for however many games it's been this season. Campo, obviously, Prowsey scares me a shit ton. penalties around the box. You got to
Don't
foul.
foul.
Just don't foul anywhere. How many yards do you give him from goal?
28. No more than 28. No more than 28.
But there we go. Hopefully nothing in the 28 yard zone. Campo, which way are you seeing it though?
I think you'll get a result. I think it'll be a draw though. I just think you're really in the mud at the moment. You're struggling to find form. Southampton are one of those teams that just take points from big teams. Yep. They've done it all year, and I think it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I mean, Southampton, they definitely have taken points from big teams this year, so it's a scary sight going to the St Mary's Stadium. Another team that is gunning for top 4. Poor result last time we're out, but Arsenal versus Brighton. Tony, again, I don't know what you guys said against their game against Palace because they just got wiped off the floor and with disgusting performance, Arsenal of the start of the season. But will they bounce back here at home?
I think at home they will. It's a different game when they're playing at home. Pretty much what we said on the last podcast. And guys, the reason Aaron doesn't know what was said was because we've gone back to back. So we'll get one podcast up tonight, one tomorrow morning for this one that you're listening to now. But it's an interesting one because Arsenal at home, I'd like to say, are a different beast. They are what Arteta is building is what United were under Sir Alex. If you went away, you might drop points here and there, but when you're at home, you win games. And I see him doing it quite comfortably. Brighton against Norwich had the chances, showed me nothing that I'm scared of them. I'm going to go Arsenal 3-0, and I think Spurs are going to win, which we'll get into. I think United are going to win, so it's not going to make too much of a difference, but it'll put him in a good state.
Yeah, I'm pretty spot on with you about that. I think Arsenal home, different beast. They're looking good. I can see them coming away with a comfortable 3 points here, 2 or 3-0. So I'm going to side with you there. Campo, which way are you saying? I hate to say Arsenal, but come on.
They're very thin though. Partey just picked up an injury. He's probably their best defensive mid. Now they've got Sambi Lokonga and Xhaka. That doesn't give me confidence. Tierney's out.
Yeah, Tierney's out. Yep.
They're looking very thin. Lacazette's not up to standard as a striker, in my opinion. I will say Arsenal win 1-0 in my head, but my heart says Brighton 4-0.
All right. Well, we're going to move into Villa versus Spurs straight after then. Come back to you, obviously. Are you going to go with what's your heart saying here? What's your head saying here? Surely an easy Spurs win.
Just the way we're playing under Conte, everyone knows their role now. Everyone knows the runs. I think we wipe the floor with Villa. I think it's going to be a 4-1.
I mean, you're unbeaten in 3, so 3 wins on the trot. Villa haven't won a game in 3, 4 losses on the trot. 3. I'd like to say that, you comfortably do it. Under Conte, he's looking good now. It seems like he's finally sorted it out. He had a few hiccups here and there, but he's playing well. Kulusevski, unbelievable player. He's not getting talked about enough, in my opinion. I think he's been vital. What's he got? I think he's got the most assists since out of any player joining.
Him and Harry Kane have got 5, the most assists in 2022, 5 each.
Yeah, so he's in great form. And I see you as dispatching Villa 2-1. It's going to be close, but I'd like to. I think he's win. I don't want to see it obviously because you're hunting us, but I think he'll win. Kane probably scoring. Tony, what do you reckon?
What do you want? Do you want this decision or do you want this decision? Do you want the heart or do you want the head?
Either or, mate. Both. Campo's been going both.
My head says Tottenham. I think they win in a close one. I'm going to say 2-1. My heart and maybe 5% head is saying that Villa are going to get a draw. If there's one manager that wants to come back here and obviously turn something on and I guess not help Liverpool, but make a bit of fun of one of their rivals, it's going to be Gerrard. 1-1. That's what the heart's saying. 1-1. You're going to drop points. We're going to pick up points. Arsenal's going to drop points. Chelsea's going to drop points. It's going to be a great week. And come the review show, everyone's 1 point and United have lost to Everton. So we'll see how it goes.
A man can dream, right? All right, let's get into the middle of the table clash, really. It's Leicester v Palace. Palace coming off a great win. And it was one of those wins that you look at and you're like, well, that's their season. They've been fantastic this year. But then there's other games that they drop and they're just not being good enough. Is this a win here that sees them move 3 points clear of Leicester and kind of take that ninth spot and make it theirs, or is it Leicester at home are too good for them? I'm going to go with Palace 2-1 away win. I want to see it happen. I want to see them finish the season really strong and kind of, not obviously built for European football, but kind of get that thereabouts position because they do deserve it for sure. Campo, which way are you going?
Crystal Palace is such an odd team. They'll go out and they'll win one week, batter a team, and then they'll turn to mud the next week. So I'm going to say Leicester scrape 2-1.
2-1, okay. Tony?
Obviously, we spoke about dead rubbers. I think this is the dead rubber of the round. They're both not going down. They're both not getting that European. There's no real battle for either of these teams now. Even if Palace win this game, Leicester have 2 games in hand, so there's no guarantee they're going to finish ahead of Leicester. But I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to go a 2-2 draw and just hope that a dead rubber becomes a very exciting game.
I mean, sometimes it's these games that do turn out to be the best ones. However, this game coming up now, I think could be. I mean, it pains me to say because 2 worst teams of the comp, but it could be the biggest game in the round, bar the final one. It's Norwich v Burnley though. Norwich, they're down. That's a certainty. But Burnley, on the other hand, they just picked up a massive win this morning, massive win against Everton, and all of a sudden they win again against Norwich. Away, they're above Everton. They've put Everton back in the drop zone. Is it going to happen? I think yes. I think Burnley. I mean, that's too good for Norwich, surely. Weghorst probably getting the score sheet, assuming he's fit. Maxwell Cornet could well and truly be the hidden gem, like one of the signings of the season. But yeah, he could single-handedly keep them up. So 3-1 for Burnley, I think a win. And again, it puts Everton in that drop zone. Campo?
I think Burnley will. I just want Burnley to win. This game is more important to me than the Liverpool Man City because I don't care about the other 2 clubs. So I'm all in on Burnley. Go Burnley 3-0.
Tony, Burnley train or what? You're never on the Norwich train.
I feel absolutely sick saying that I'm looking forward to this game. Norwich Burnley, if you told me that a year out, I'm going to say you're an absolute idiot. Never say that again and stop watching football. But like you said, besides that City-Liverpool game, this is a game I'm looking forward to. I think Burnley get the result. And if all's gone to plan with that United game, they're out of the relegation, which I think 2-3 months ago, were we really giving them a chance? We're all saying we hope they go down, but now we're sitting here going, if I have to pick between Burnley and Everton at the moment, well, let's get Burnley up and let's drop Everton. So I'm going to go 2-1. No, Norwich aren't scoring. I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley. Norwich aren't scoring.
I do think that everybody does want to see Burnley go down. It's just they're going to have to wait another season because everybody wants Everton more. So nobody still likes Burnley as much as Norwich and whatever. But
it's got that Leicester feeling, that little Leicester feeling. They got to survive, win the league.
If I ever see Burnley win the league in my lifetime, I don't know what I'll do.
Mate, if I see 5,001, I'm chucking $5 on it. I don't care. I'm chucking $5 on it.
Certainty that one is. All right, penultimate game of the round: Brentford v West Ham. Tony, we'll start with you. Brentford result here again, get some safety, I think. West Ham are fighting for Europe, but they've also played the most games out of anybody in that top 4 race. But I think a Brentford, I mean, they're coming off a massive result against Chelsea. Christian Eriksen, best player in the Prem right now. Is he going to help them this game? What do you reckon?
I think we see this a lot. We see a team, and we say it a lot in football terms. They played their grand final last week. They came out, they battered Chelsea. They're on a high. They get brought back down to earth this week, which isn't a bad thing. Like I said, if I had to pick, if I played West Ham one week and Chelsea the next week and I could knock off Chelsea and lose to West Ham, I'm not that pissed off. I knocked off Chelsea. So I think their Twitter put out a tweet, wasn't it, saying, does that make us the world champions now? Because that was a great bit of banter. Obviously, they knocked you off. But I think West Ham are too strong. They've got the players across the pitch that will trouble Brentford. And I'm going to go 3-1 to West Ham.
Yeah, I think a game like this is screaming for a Jarrod Bowen masterclass or a Declan Rice masterclass. I think that'll happen. I'm going to go 2-1. I think Eriksen continues his form with either an assist or a goal, but West Ham, they should be too strong for a Brentford team, even away from home. What do you think, Campo?
So I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to say it's a 1-1 draw, and Eriksen, 80th minute corner, whips it in, and someone will get their fat head to it.
We're moving to the final game of the round. April 11th actually will be my birthday, so that'll be a great sight to see. Hopefully, City absolutely put fire to Liverpool because I don't want to see Liverpool. But Tony, we're going to start with you because I mean I don't know who you want to pick to win. Like it's one of those ones you don't want to see it, but is City v Liverpool? It's the biggest game of the season. It can decide the Premier League title. Really, which way is it going to go?
Did you seriously? You don't think you don't know which way I'm going with this game?
I know, but you don't want to see either win. That's for sure.
If I had to sit here right now and I had to say which one's going to hurt less, it's going to be a City win.
Yeah, well, because I suppose
ideally I'd love.
They've already started collecting Premier League titles. Liverpool only have that one.
They've got a long way to catch up. City.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. If we're counting all major league titles, this Premier League, whatever it was, titles. They win this one, they're equal with us. So I don't want that. I don't want them anywhere near us in Premier League titles. So I'm going to side with City. I wish it was a game where I could say I hope they both drop points because someone's going to catch them, but it's not going to happen. But I think City at the Etihad are a different beast. I'm going to say Sterling will be the difference maker. I actually don't know if he's fit, but it sounds like saying Sterling's going to be a difference maker. He's going to score that goal. They're going to go... Is that 4 points clear, I believe, if they win this game?
Yeah.
4 points clear, and I don't see either team dropping points for the rest of the season, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go City, and the title is wrapped up. Not 100%, but they've definitely got one hand on the title after this weekend.
There's been a couple absolute cracker City v Liverpool performances the last few years. I can remember like a 2-2 or something in there. And then obviously you got the odd 4-0 after Liverpool won the title in City's favour. It's going to be, I think it's going to be high scoring, but like I said, I'd love to see Sterling be the difference maker because it would just kill Liverpool fans completely. But I think someone like KDB or Phil Foden here is the one that's going to make the difference. I do think City will win. I think it'll be, again, a high scoring. I'm going to say 3-2. A De Bruyne masterclass, and hand City the title just about. Campo, finish us off. What do you reckon?
I'm going to say City win via a dodgy red card to Liverpool just to make me happy. And I think they'll go on with it and win 3-0.
Could you imagine that? A 90th minute penalty. VAR, let's pull pure A-League shithousery. The VAR's turned off. There's no camera. He's 5 meters offside when you see the replay, but VAR isn't there. Someone chops him because they're frustrated. He gets sent off, and City win, and we get to sit here, grab a bag of popcorn, and listen to Morty next podcast. That's the dream, Campo. You've summed it up. I'm changing my mind. It's 1-0 to Man City, and exactly what Campo just said.
We're definitely going to need Morty on the review for this because it's going to be hilarious either way. Hopefully, we see John Stones clear the ball off the line, millimeters. Shit out for it again. But it's the biggest game of the round. It could be the biggest game of the Premier League. Second biggest. Sorry,
Burnley Norwich.
Yeah, Burnley Norwich. I forgot about that one. All right. Well, thanks, lads, for joining me. I can't wait for the review because it should be a cracker regardless. We'll make sure we get Morty on for that. And we'll see you again next week.
All right, lads. Peace.